What's good, guys? CJ here, and today I got another video regarding a weapon I honestly think a lot of y'all, if not everybody, should be building. And this weapon is absolutely insane. Not only do I think it's great for the character that uses it, but simply having it on that character and having that character on your team, it's going to just absolutely increase your damage output by a truckload. Now, before I showed you what character and weapon I'm talking about, I want to show you exactly what it is that it does. I want you to pay attention to the bottom of the screen where the buffs appear, right? I want you to pay attention to the buffs, and you guys will have an idea of what it is that I'm talking about. All right, so you guys are seeing all these little buffs activating at the bottom, right? I want you to pay attention to the damage buffs, meaning the swords, right, that are getting activated. I want little peeps over there to stop shooting, and you guys will see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, so little peeps ain't doing much. You can see Tabitha over there doing work, just slashing and gashing at the enemies. And if you guys are paying attention, you guys will see that first sword buff being active. That sword buff is pretty much always active. It has 100% uptime all the time. It's pretty much always active. This is really great when it pairs up with the rest of what Tabitha brings to the table. If you guys don't know, I actually have a Tabitha build video breaking down everything my Tabitha offers. But as you guys see right now, little peeps ain't really doing much, right? Where did Tabitha go? Tabitha somewhere over there doing shit. And you guys can see that the sword buff is always active as long as she's doing her thing. Look, the sword buff is still going. Anytime that Tabitha really goes out and does anything, that buff is going to be active because of her kit, because of this weapon, and it's just going to allow you to always have an insane damage boost to your characters, on top of the fact that you can run it on pretty much Tabitha or Rebecca, but Tabitha is the ideal character to run it on. Right here you can see Peebs is just standing there menacingly, and if you look at the back, Tabitha was actually triggering the sword buff. As long as she's fighting, she's going to guarantee that you always have that buff active. So if we go back over here, let me just poke, right? Let me do a little bit of damage. Boom, sword buff instantly active, and then it's just going to continuously to get reset as long as Tabitha is fighting. You can see that Peeves over here, Truffle, is not doing anything, and you can see the buff literally tick up non-stop. Just pop, 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 pop. Look, non-stop. And that's going to guarantee that whatever team you put this character on, you're going to get an insane amount of damage. Always, with everything you pretty much do. Now, let's actually go out here and talk about what it is that I'm talking about. Let's kill all the enemies so they can chill out. They can have a breather. You know, Tabitha out there was doing her thing. But let's talk about what it is that I want to show you guys that I find so good, right? So let's go to the armory, right? Bop. There we go. Let's go over to our Tabitha. Now, you guys know about Tabitha. She's incredibly good. I have a build video on her. Check her out because this character is honestly very, very underrated. A lot of people don't talk about her. Everybody be talking about Truffle and Filbert, which is really good. They be talking about Daphne, which is really good. They be talking about Margie. But not a lot of people have been talking about Tabitha. I've been trying to put people on game since literally like day 2. Shout out to Nines. He put me on game regarding this character since before the game even dropped. But she's absolutely amazing. So when it comes to her skills, with her buff, right, which she's going to be doing a lot, she's going to be giving you a skill damage boost of 44%. If we look at her passives over here, when she is deployed as a combat partner, she's going to give you another 8% skill damage boost. So that's a pretty chunky, that's over 50% skill damage boost just from this character, okay? But that's not what the video is about. The video is about her weapon, which is not this one. It's this one right here. The Shackle of the Lone Wolf, okay? This is a must-get weapon for literally anybody. It doesn't matter if you're going to be running her alongside Rebecca, which is another Hydro character. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're running her on your team, you're going to have insane amounts of buffs. So, first off, trigger probability plus 75%. When a Hydro character triggers a bonus effect with this weapon, other allies gain 33% attack for 6 seconds. Y'all saw the uptime on that buff, right? Y'all saw it. You have 33% attack uptime all the time with this character fighting and dealing damage, triggering bonus effect with this weapon. So you're always going to have that 33% attack buff active when Tabitha is on your team. I literally run Tabitha on a lot of my characters, not all of them, but a lot of my characters, and she gives them so much damage, because not only are we talking about this right here giving me a 33% attack buff that's usually always active, but when we pair that up with the simple fact that she's also giving me a truckload of skill damage boost, she's an amazing unit to pair up with almost any character. Right now, when we talk about the weapon, you might wonder about the build. The build that I chose for this is just to guarantee that she's always going off and dealing damage. Like, I want her to attack. It's simple. Trigger probability 100%. What does the weapon say? When a Hydro character triggers a bonus effect with this weapon. When a Hydro character triggers a bonus effect with this weapon, I have 100% trigger probability. Very easy to reach, actually, right? The second stat that I really like on it is attack speed, just so she can attack a lot faster, guaranteeing that she's constantly triggering that effect and hitting enemies a lot faster. That's why you see that buff literally barely ever go even half, if she's fighting, that is, right? So for my build, I clicked Impetuous, which gives me attack. You honestly don't even need this. There's probably other mods here because you're not in this for the damage, right? You have Focus, which gives me crit chance. Might as well get some crit chance in there, right? We have Celerity for the attack speed. Literally, the only reason that's here is for the attack speed, so I can attack a lot faster. Threshold, attack range. I might switch this. I just like having a little bit more range on the weapon. I think it's kind of cool, but I might change it for something else. So far, I haven't needed to actually go out and change it, but as I get more mods, there might be a chance that I'll, change this for something else, like when defeating an enemy, grants 1 attack, increase attack speed, blah, 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 blah. Who knows? For now, it seems great. World of Illusions. Once again, you guys got to get this mod. Fenrir's World of Illusion is going to give you 20% more attack speed, and it upgrades normal sword attack to deal double the damage of the standard attack, which is really good. Pairing this up with this, you already have a ton of attack speed. It makes this weapon actually hit pretty damn fast. Then we have Cerberus Trammel for more trigger probability. I just want to make sure you guys reach that 100% trigger probability threshold. Then we have Impetuous Focus, attack and crit chances kind of just slapped on in here. Doesn't really matter much. Once again, the main mods are the ones I'm really pointing out. And then we have right here Fenrir's Continuity Trammel, which gives you the combo duration +6 and trigger probability once again. And with this last mod, you guarantee to have yourself 100% trigger probability, and that combo duration is just kind of nice. There's several mods you can actually go ahead and change if you don't care too much for them. The attack one you can change, the actual attack one, the attack range you can change for something that you find better. If you can get more range on this, I'll probably prefer it even over attack. And overall, I just think this is just the basics of this weapon. And for those of you that are wondering how to go about getting this weapon, let me actually show you real quick. Pretty simple. From the weekly bosses, you want to go over here, go into combat, Nocturnal Echoes, and right here is the weapon, Secret Letter, Shackle of the Lone Wolf, in the first ever boss fight. So do be sure to go ahead and grind that. And yeah, man, that's going to be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed it, do be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I have a ton of guides breaking down characters, tips and tricks, other weapons, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for more content. And yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.